Well, good afternoon, gentlemen. It is a beautiful day outside. Just fantastic. Skies are blue. Weather's nice and warm. Been doing a lot of outside work today. Just got done eating lunch and decided to have me a pipe. And I wanted to talk a little bit today about storing and keeping your tobacco pipe. Tobacco. And this is something that I didn't really think about when I started smoking a pipe. And I found out very early on that it was extremely important. And I want to help some guys out that may be new into pipe smoking and never thought about how they need to keep their tobacco in order to make it last. Because the worst thing that can happen is you go to light a bowl up of something you haven't smoked in a little while, and it's just dried up and you end up burning your lungs trying to smoke it. So without further ado, grab yourself your favorite pipe and your favorite tobacco, light it up, and let's have a quick chat. I'm gonna see if I can keep mine lit today. This one's a little wetter, more moist than I would like it, but it works. All right. So there's a lot of different containers that your tobacco may come in. If you go to your local tobacconist and you pick up a bulk blend that they have in glass jars or whatever, they'll usually put it in something like a Ziploc bag. That's what this tobacco came in that I got actually a few months ago. And inside, when they put it in the Ziploc bag, it will actually last a relatively long time. I would say if you buy a tobacco, usually an ounce or two, from your tobacconist, you're going to want to smoke it within a month, maybe 2 months max. Because it is in a sealed container, but it's not vacuum sealed, it's not airtight, and it's going to dry out over time. So generally speaking, when you buy a Ziploc pouch of loose tobacco, you're going to want to smoke that relatively quickly. That's why most people just pick up an ounce or two. They can smoke that in a week. I can smoke an ounce in, a day or two if I really wanted to. But it's not really made for long-term storage. Same thing goes for the type of tobacco you buy at, Walgreens or just your local smoke shop, your cigarette supplier. They're going to have, the Prince Albert and things like that up on the wall. Comes in little pouches, just a couple ounces. And you can buy that. And it'll last a month, maybe 2 months max. Like I said, not really made for long time storage. Now, when it comes to long-term storage, the best way to buy tobacco is in a vacuum-sealed tin. This is also one of the more expensive ways to buy it when you calculate weight and all that. The vacuum-sealed tins, they look like little discs. They're short, round, hold 50 grams of tobacco. So, an ounce or two. And what those are designed to do is when the manufacturer makes the tobacco, they get it perfect, right? They have it the exact moisture they want in it. They have it aged perfectly how they want it. They'll put it in that sealed container, vacuum seal it, and it's good. If you don't open that container and you buy, let's say, for instance, I like plum pudding. Everyone knows that I love Seattle Pipe Club's plum pudding. I can smoke that every day for the rest of my life and probably be perfectly fine. So let's say I grab some Seattle Pipe Club's plum pudding. And I'm going to buy, since I smoke a lot of it, I'll buy 10, 12 tens of it. All right, that would be way over the top pricey. I buy my Seattle Pipe Club's plum pudding by the 16 ounce or the 8 ounce. So I find it in bulk and I buy it. But let's say I really wanted the reserve and it's a good deal on it, and I buy 12 of the 50 gram tens of Seattle Pipe Club's plum pudding. As long as I don't pop those tins open and I leave them sealed, they will last pretty much a lifetime. I do know guys who have tins that were sealed for 35, 40 years that they got handed down from family members, and they popped the seal and it was still fresh. They said they could take it right out, smoke it, perfect. And that's the beauty of those sealed containers. Now, that's always going to be your pricier option. Some of those tins are going to be $25, $30 for a 50 gram tin. That is outrageously priced, in my opinion, for a lot of tins when you buy them cheaper in bulk. However, if you really like something and you want it to last, if you wanted to buy something that you know is about to go out, they announce, you know what, this is our last batch. You buy up a bunch of it, you keep it for special occasions, for handing it down to family members in the future, and things of that nature. All this talking and my pipe's going to go out. Now, the other type of tin that a lot of tobaccos come in, for instance, if you buy the bulk of Seattle Pipe Club's plum pudding, is this cylinder, kind of tall. It's not made out of metal, so it might bend easily if you were to drop it, or it might get a puncture in it. And those tins, I don't believe are vacuum sealed. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I do not believe they are vacuum sealed. And there's more of a risk of them opening up without you even knowing. So those tins I like to smoke often. So if I buy a tin of Seattle Pipe Club's plum pudding in the larger tin, I'm going to want to open that up and smoke it. It's bulk, that's why I bought it, so I'm going to smoke it pretty quickly. Once you open these up, once you open any package of tobacco up, you really only have a couple months to smoke through it, if not sooner, depending on your location, how humid it is, how you store it, things like that. But for the long run, you're looking at like 2 months tops. So make sure when you do pop a seal, you smoke it pretty often, unless you store it another way. One way I like to store things, if I pop a seal on something and I smoke it, I'm like, this is a great smoke, but I don't want to smoke this for the next week or two and run through this. I want to savor it. I want to smoke it, here and there, special occasions. What I'll do is I'll go to Walmart or on Amazon or anywhere that sells canning jars, and I'll buy mason jars. I have different sizes. I have small ones. I have large ones. I have really big ones. And I will buy those. And I can just mark on the top of them with a Sharpie or with a dry erase marker, or I can print off a label or sticker and put that on there, and it'll tell me what that is. And I can also write the date on the bottom. I like to do that too. That way I know how long it's been there. But I'll put that, once I open up a tin, let's say I opened up a tin of, I don't know, Mac Baren, and I was like, you know what, I really like this, but I think I want to let it sit for a little while, maybe smoke it every now and then. I'll put it in a mason jar, put a lid on it, and store it in a dark, cool environment underneath a bed, in a closet, something like that. And I'll let it sit there, and it will hold the moisture a lot longer than if I were just let it sit in the tin. If I just had it in the tin, like I said, I'd have to smoke it in a month or two. Whereas if I put it in a mason jar, it could last 6 months, a year, 2 years even, possibly, without going completely dry on me and ruining. I still like to smoke them relatively often. If I do put them in a mason jar, but at least I know they'll last longer, and I enjoy that. There we go. Having some technical difficulties with my pipe today. But other than that, those are about the only ways that tobacco comes to you. There are some other ways that you can get it, and you can also store it in other ways. You can store it in Tupperware if you wanted to. I know a lot of guys who store it in Tupperware containers and put it up. I like the mason jars. I can organize them. I can put them all in a box. I can put labels on them. Very easily be able to twist the top off, dump out what I need. I can use the lid to kind of let stuff dry a little bit and whatnot. That's just the way I like to do it. You can even build yourself a little shelf, put your mason jars up where just the lids are showing, and print off little stickers of each of the tobaccos. And that way you can easily see what you want, pull it down, open it up. It looks nice. My wife's all about aesthetics, so if I make it look nice, she might let me have it in the house. But other than that, that's about it. That's really all I had to talk today. I won't bore you guys with a lot of other details. I just want to give my ideas and how I like to store my pipe tobacco, and also let you guys in on how long you really have before that tobacco goes bad, because that's a big problem I had when I started. Is I would let my tobacco sit for a month or two and then go to smoke it, and it would be dry because I just screwed the lid back on the original container, and it's not exactly airtight after you open it. So just my 2 cents. If you guys have any other ideas, comments, questions, concerns, disagreements, agreements, whatever, put them down in that comment section. I love to hear from you guys. It's one of my favorite things, is interacting through the comments. So smash that like button if you can. Subscribe to my channel if you have not. If you love pipe tobacco, cigars, manly things, and make sure you get out there and just spend some time outside today. It's a beautiful day. I have a fly fishing trip I'm going on, a fly fishing trip expedition, as you can call it, that I'm going on in Nashville tomorrow. Spend some time outside, just enjoying nature. This is what God intended us to do, is just be outside working in what He created. So I will see you guys for another video. We are done building our house. For those of you that's been following it, I've been building a house basically with my bare hands. I've just had a little bit of help from family members and friends. But we finally finished enough to move in, got our final electrical inspection and all that, and I'm just doing some touch-up stuff. But I'll do a video on the house update here soon. Now that we're moved in, it's still kind of messy, missing window trim, interior doors, things like that. But the house is relatively built, which I am very proud of. It's taken almost 3 years. But other than that, I want to let you guys go. Thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you all for another video soon. Hopefully I can make more. I love making videos for you guys, but it's hard finding the time. But I'm going to try and be more consistent in the near future, and I will see you for another video. Happy piping, and we'll see you again. Goodbye, gentlemen.